This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Shelley Campbell joining us, owner of Infinite Wisdom. Excited she's here today to talk more about the work she's doing, the healing, the teaching, the coaching, and so much more. First and foremost, please introduce yourself to our listeners. Thank you.
Hi, Jill. I'm Shelley Campbell, owner of Infinite Wisdom. And I don't know, I spent 33 years in the military and used what I learned from my background and structure to create a holistic healing practice. And that's what my focus is now. I've been retired for about 5 years from the military.
Well, hold on. This is amazing. I know I want to get your backstory. I want to find out where you grew up. And I know you always were into self-improvement, right? So give me a little bit of your history. What made you go into the military? Tell us a little bit about your background. Thank you.
Well, I grew up very shy, and I grew up in Colorado, and didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. And, things just happen sometimes if you follow as the plan as it just unfolds, even though you may not see it. I used that shyness to try to overcome. I wanted to overcome that shyness and be who I truly am. And so I just read self-help books, did a lot of different things to improve myself. And the military gave me a really good solid structure background so that I could, because you need both structure and flow. And so from there, I found this Barbara Brennan work. And, that just happened too. I went to a spa in Tucson called Miraval.
I've been there. Oh my gosh, 20 something years ago. Yes, I've been there.
Yeah. And
Beautiful.
I just felt like I just had this guidance that I needed to work with this woman, that I went to her class and didn't know anything about energy healing work or anything, and was doing some energy healing cards and different things. And I'm like, what is this energy healing card that I keep drawing? And she said, that's told me about what it was about. And then she said, oh yeah, there's a great school, Barbara Brennan School of Healing. And I just knew right then that was the path. I didn't know anything about the school.
And she's a former NASA physicist, right? Could you tell us a little bit about Barbara Brennan and then the school? Thank you.
She's a former NASA physicist. She'd researched the human energy field for over 35 years, wrote 3 books, and she just dedicated her life to exploring human energy fields and human consciousness and how those all work with the disease process. So she developed this Brennan Healing Science, which is a holistic healing modality, and it's based on the human energy consciousness system, and it's, like I said, the relationship to health and disease. And it's just one of the most comprehensive approaches to energy healing that you'll find out there. It's a 4-year program. We've got school classes around the world, schools around the world, and it just combines hands-on healing techniques with spiritual and psychological processes. So we touch on everything. We're clearing out from the inside out. And 4 years to be a practitioner, and then another 2 years to become more of a coach doing personal and group process work.
Amazing, amazing. Well, I'm excited to find out more about this and the work you're doing. And by the way, you are based out of Arizona. Where specifically?
I'm in Eloy, technically, Eloy, Arizona, but that's a very small town. I'm in a 55 plus community here, retired. So it's right near Casa Grande. It's close to Casa Grande, and it's in between Tucson and Phoenix. It's just a wonderful place.
Wow. And amazing. Can I just ask what your, in the military itself, what was your specialty? Just a little about that, if you don't mind.
Sure, yeah, I was air traffic control.
Okay.
And enlisted. And then when I transitioned to commissioned officer, I became airfield management and kind of ran the airfields, which I did when I deployed.
Wow. Well, fascinating. And then now here you are with this whole other career, and you felt summoned to be there and you went to school for this. Tell us about the process of getting certified.
Well, they said it's a 4-year program. The first year is all about personal process work, knowing yourself, your personal relationship. The second year is working with relationships with others and all the processes that go along with that. Third year, which is the year I teach in, is the year with the divine. So connecting with our spiritual being, whatever that is, not religious, just whoever we are with our internal process of that divine connection. And then year 4, you do a case project, and it's kind of the capstone of all of the work. And we're going into different dimensions, so we're learning to be multidimensional beings, processing all the stuff that we have from childhood, and just learning to step into our adult consciousness.
Wow. Amazing. Because, I've heard about this work. I'm not, fluent in it. I don't know much. And I hope our listeners are going to learn a lot about it today. These hand-on healing techniques and experiences that you could help us with. Did you want to dive into them a little bit further, what the healing work consists of?
Oh gosh, it's a 4-year program, so
I
that's a
know.
lot.
Yeah.
Not any one thing. It's, I said it's working with spiritual skills like contact, listening, our beliefs and images, our wounds, our defenses. So we're going deep, deep down into our individual process. And what's beautiful about the school is we meet every student where they're at. So, no matter what their background, what they want to heal in their lives, they bring their own individual stuff, and then they come into the group dynamic and they're interacting with that whole process. So beyond the spiritual skills, we're learning hands-on healing techniques, restructuring the field, so helping others to heal, while at the same time you're healing yourself, because all healing is self-healing. We can't heal anyone else, right? So we learn how to balance ourselves and be a responsible healer, which means that we have to be able to hold ourselves and process our stuff before you can hold anyone else. So it's a combination of psych skills, mental health, as well as that deep physical process, because we're all in multi-dimensions, living those multi-dimensional things. So, and then the group process. It's just like this. It's the most comprehensive program that I've heard or ever seen out there, to be able to do all of these things at once and help yourself and assist others.
Oh my goodness. Well, what other areas do you want to kind of dive in for your listeners today about this type of work that you're doing? I know it's our first show, so there's probably a lot to get to. So I don't want to interrupt. What did you want to talk about next?
Oh gosh. Oh, I don't. Well, I guess I would just say it's meeting the person where they're at. So sometimes it's just doing hands-on healing work. That's what maybe the client wants or needs, helping to balance their system. Just to balance the system, or maybe it's just coaching work where they just are ready to take that next step in their lives to mastery, self-mastery, or living a better life, whether that's with yourself, with relationships, finding a better job, finding your life purpose, whatever that is. So it's hard to pick one thing,
Yeah.
but it's meeting the client where they are and helping them wherever they're at.
Did you want to share some stories about some of the people that you've helped and, what it takes? And, I would love to hear someone's journey of how you've, walked them through this.
Goodness. So many different stories. one woman that sticks out in my mind. Her mother had tried to kill her at birth, so she was carrying a lot of deep, deep traumas. And this was, through schoolwork and learning how to navigate her own trauma and to drop those defenses and stepping out of that victim mentality. Because, when you're attacked or you got this trauma, especially very young, you can feel like a real victim, like everybody's out to get you. So, as she grew and developed through the program, she learned that it wasn't happening in the moment. Her mother isn't trying to kill her, and she can learn to take responsibility for her life and be able to let go of those deep traumas and come into what she really wanted was deep contact with others. And that's what we all want, right? We all want to be
For sure.
loved, appreciated, approved of, all of those things. So there's very basic things that we all want. It's just how we get that is all based on what we learned as children.
Yeah.
Just because the child, all they want to do is survive. So they learn survival tactics. But if we don't process those, then we take those into adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
That's what creates the child consciousness. So you see people acting out and defensive because they don't want to face that soft pain that's underneath, and just realize that that's not happening in the moment. If they clear that or work on what that is for them, then they can now work and become deeper in contact.
Oh,
and when
goodness.
I first started this work, I was terrified. I was terrified of people. I was terrified of myself.
Oh,
Just didn't know, everybody was out to reject me, right? Nobody loved me. And so just over these, and it's, even though I've been teaching for 5 years, we're always going through that process. So sometimes we feel like if it just goes away, my life will be better. I like to embrace that pain, realize it's not happening in the moment. And then maybe we can just let that go and go into that deeper place of healing, finding love within ourselves, connecting to that divine power that's in us. And then we can connect to others in a healthier way.
yes.
Big difference.
Oh my goodness. Well, how has this, helped you? Would you mind sharing a little bit of your journey, some of your obstacles in a sense?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's helped me to really get to the root of the shyness and why I was so scared of myself. Just, trying to figure out what those childhood woundings were. And just over time, as so you notice the little defenses that come up, like, oh, what's happening in the moment? I had one person that really triggered my rigid, not good enoughness, because we all have not good enoughness, right? In some way, shape, or form. And I just felt this really tender place of kind of a collapse. And when I would kind of, after the whole incident happened and I could just go back and sit with myself, this little voice came up that said, stop crushing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, nobody's crushing me. So it was probably pre-verbal, so I didn't even know what it was, but that little voice is in us. And if you listen to it and realize that nobody was crushing me, and oh, wait, it's not happening in the moment. And then you can free yourself and come back. And then I was able to go back to that person that I had the conflict with and tell her what happened, and then have that healing happening instead of just holding it as a grudge or judgment, which is what we do. So yeah, it's tender little feelings, they're vulnerable, but that's what the school teaches us how to, when we're ready to face them slowly in the individual's way, then you can start to just heal and be your authentic self.
Wow. And
I
some
tell
people,
you,
oh, go ahead.
I could not have been sitting here in front of you like this, even though it's a little nerve-wracking a little bit still, but just to be able to have more of myself, to be able to
Oh,
hold.
beautiful. Well, I'm glad you're here and opening up and talking about this because I've heard so much about energy healing, energy work. And some people out there might even say, well, wait, we could do this over the phone, over Zoom. How does energy work in a sense? Would you mind just giving a little bit, to someone here maybe new to the concept? And let's talk about some of the benefits of this work and who could benefit from it.
Oh, sure, yeah. Anyone can benefit from it if they're ready to do the work. If you don't want to open up and you don't want to face those tender places, then you're not going to do the work. It's just not going to happen. When I first went to the school was hands-on. You went to school 5 days, 5 times a year, and you did hands-on healing with other people. Enter COVID, changes the world, right?
Of course. Yeah, sure did.
In the early days, we did like 1 hour. We learned 1 hour of long distance healing because we were all in person. COVID hits, we all go online. We're learning Zoom. Now we've got people online, in person. So it just opened up that field of all healing is self-healing. And you can do this work long distance
Wow.
because we're energetic beings. And it's amazing how it's just opened up the school. It's opened up to this new reality that, I have very few clients in person. I work with people around the world
Wow.
because of that. And it's just as effective because we can connect energetically to one another. So now the whole school is mostly long distance. We'll have people, some people want to come in person and do the work, and they can do that. And then we have other people that only want to be online. That's okay too, because they can do that. And some people that do both. So if you have, something that like 1 week and you can't be in person, you can still be in the class and tend to things at home. So it's just open to this whole new reality. Typically a session is about an hour, depending on, what it is that the person wants. And yeah, that's the gist of it. So yeah, it can be talk therapy, it could be hands-on healing therapy, whatever the client needs.
Amazing. Well, you've been doing this for quite some time. And is there anything, people out there may be saying, what can this really help with? Can energy healing help with chronic pain, with, manifesting, your next position? Like, what are some of the specific things that it can really help with?
Yes. The simple answer is yes, all of the
Okay.
above. And yeah, all of those. It can be better relationships, like I was with being shy and unable to connect, physical pain, anything you could think of, finding your life's work, finding your life's passion,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe finding a new job. Just what I found, well, what we all know is that it's much easier to solve someone else's problems or help someone else solve their problems than it is ourselves. We all know, we have an internal knowing of what we need and what we want, but we have forgotten how to listen internally. So through this process, we start to reconnect to ourselves and find the truth from within. No one can give it to you. Nobody can give you that, and nobody should try to tell you what to do because you know what that is internally. So this process assists the client in helping them to find what it is internally that they are looking or searching for. No 2 sessions are ever alike because everybody's we're all on a journey. We're all on the journey together. We're just in different places on on that journey.
Amazing. Well, we still have 7 more minutes left in the show. What other areas did you want your listeners to kind of, be aware of? And I mean, clearly this is beneficial and it's helping so many. What else did you want to make sure they know? Being it is our first show, I just want to make sure we're covering everything that is important to you for today, sweetheart.
I would say probably it takes a lot of courage to do this work. And so really doing some soul searching to see if this is a place that maybe you're already on the path and you just need a little guidance or, push to go in a direction, or maybe brand new to the path and just kind of want to dip your toe in and see what's happening. But yeah, courage and maybe taking some risks, being open. My tagline for my infinite wisdom is open to the possibilities. We're learning how to open and not, typically when we have an agenda and we think our life we've got blinders on and it's got to go a certain direction, we miss all of the other beautiful opportunities that could be open up. And
Yeah.
and so, yeah, I mean, I'm here to help, but also I'm so passionate about the school. That is an awesome path, and everything is out there on the website, Barbara Brennan School, or you can just do BBSH, Barbara Brennan School of Healing, and all of the information is out there about the school. The books that she wrote, I meant to mention those. That's gotten a lot of people on the path. The Hands of Light book was her first book. Light Emerging was her second book, and then Core Light Healing was her third book. So a lot of people have found the school that way. So, if you're really wanting to go in depth and are ready to take a journey of, complete process inside and out, the Barbara Brennan School of Healing is awesome. And if if that's not the path, work with a Barbara Brennan practitioner. That's also on the website. I'm not the only one. There's thousands of Brennan practitioners out there that are out on the website. If you want to go in person, you can find someone in your area or long distance. I mean, it's just so open, and people are now in the awakening process of, wow, there's more to me than just this physical body I'm sitting in. Beyond just our personality, the energy, there's dimensions beyond that we can learn to work with. Our what we call Hara dimension, which is the dimension of intention, or our core star, which is our essence, and discovering all of those places, the blocks that keep us from the creative process, because that's really what it's about, the creative process and how to manifest what you want in your life instead of just going with the flow, so to speak, and let life live your best life, and clearing the blocks, learning how to live from those authentic places of where you really want to go in life.
Beautiful. And, your services range from, do you work with people, on like a coaching basis, like it's steadily, or is this something, how do people, tell us more about how we can work with you?
Yeah, again, it's all individual. I have people that, there are people that will stay on for a year or more. It's so individualized. Maybe some only want a few sessions. We can work however that is. And then sometimes we find that it may not be the best fit. I always like to give a half an hour free session just to be introduced to each other and see if it's a good fit. And if it's not, finding somebody that is, because that's so important. No one should ever work with anybody that they don't feel completely comfortable with, that can support them in that process. So I also work with students on their process, because every student has to have 18 sessions with the processor, because they're doing all of that process work. So I also work with students as well as people that have never done the work, or maybe they just have heard about Brennan work.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's exciting to get to speak to you today, Shelley. I'm learning so much, and our listeners, of course, can appreciate this. This is something that can be beneficial to so many. And thank you for enlightening us today, Shelley. Shelley, how can we contact you?
The easiest way is probably my email address, which is src524@outlook.com.
Perfect. And do you have any social media pages?
I don't right now. My focus is mostly on the school. I have a smaller practice, so but I am open to taking people that are ready to go on their journey.
All right. Thank you so much, Shelley. You have a fantastic day, okay? Looking forward to the next time we connect. And thanks for all the info. And best of luck today. I'm going to breathe, take a deep breath, and feel good, right? Life is too short. Thank you for making us all feel better and be better, okay?
Hey, thank you, Jill. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sweetheart. Same here. Bye-bye. I'll talk to you soon, hopefully. Bye.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.